Hello, everybody. I say hi to Ghana. I'm talking to Christian today. Christian, how is it in Ghana at the moment?
Ghana, the situation here, the lockdown issue, today being the fourth day, it's really not easy. It's really not easy. Many people have been asked to be indoor. So on the streets, you don't see anybody, you don't see any vehicle moving on the streets. Yeah.
Since when you have a complete total lockdown, is that correct?
Well, it's partial lockdown. Partial lockdown. Some also call it partial restriction.
And
Yeah, partial lockdown or partial restriction.
yeah, and since when do you have this partial restriction or lockdown?
Oh, okay. It started from Monday. I think it started from Monday afternoon.
And how long is it
going
ago?
to be?
Sorry?
It's going to be 2 weeks. And then according to the government, if care is not taken, they could add some more days to it. So far, today is the fourth day.
All right. And
Yes.
when did the corona crisis or the knowledge that the corona pandemic is there start in your country?
And say again.
You know, this pandemic, the virus, the crisis,
Yeah.
when did it start in your country?
Okay, actually, it started on the 13th of, what do you call it, March, 13th of March. And then it didn't start right on the people in the country, but those who came from outside. Yes, they were the first people who came with it. And then on that 13th of March, three distinct were recorded, cases were recorded. Yes.
And I have the feeling your country or your government reacted very drastically. What happened when the first people who were infected, you know, people knew that they were infected? What did your government do then?
Yeah, what happened is when the government realized that they were infected, they took them to isolated place for quarantine, to be quarantined. Yes. But since the airports or the borders weren't closed early, so other people came in without the government knowing. So it was later on before they were realized that, or they've realized that some other people are also infected with the disease.
And I mean, in Germany, it's now that the economy, of course, is very low, and but the government tries to help the German people. How is it in your country? How is it with work? How is it with the normal life?
Well, I will say Ghana, the government is not helping anybody. The government is not helping anybody because government is not helping anybody. It's not helping anybody, but it's only asking people to be indoor. Yes. And then actually, it's not everybody who have money to be able to keep themselves indoor, because somebody has to, if he didn't go out in a day, he doesn't get what to eat. So he goes out daily before he gets his daily bread. So nobody is assisted by the government. No. Yes.
It means, Christian, you don't get any money from the government, or you don't get any food from the government?
Government hasn't provided any money, neither to talk about food. No. Yes. What happened is it's only it's it's only it's only some people who were involved in accidents. the people were involved in accidents. So they are the sort of people the government tried to give them, but because they were trying to go to their villages or hometown, and then on the way they were involved in accidents. So they are the people the government has given them something small, yeah.
Mm. But if you're sort of locked in your condominiums,
Okay.
and you're not allowed to work, and you're not allowed to earn money, you don't get any food provided, how are you gonna survive?
That is the question. And even as I speak with you now, so what happened is before the day one, people have to go and then do shopping. Yes, and do shopping and then to be able to manage themselves till the time appointed for everybody to come out. But even with that, it's not everybody who has the money to do the shopping. So you could see that people are complaining. People are complaining badly. Yes, that they are hungry and then stuff. So that is the issue.
So are you starving at the moment?
Not really, because we've just begun with the 4. Yeah, this is the 4. Yes.
So at the moment, you and your family are fine, but what about other people? Yeah. Are there other people more likely to maybe die because of starvation than of the virus?
Well, we wouldn't know, or I wouldn't know, because everyone lives in his or her own house. So with this issue of lockdown, you don't have access to go to somebody's house to know what is happening, what is not happening. But with where I live, maybe I will be able to tell right from the very place I live. Yes.
How will it be? I mean, it sounds really devastating, actually, that everybody is locked in, no food, no money. You know what? Let us have a look on your streets how it looks like, and okay. You filmed the scene for us that is really quite bad as well. So let's have a look at that first.
We take the simple way. I want to draw something that teaches us. Oh, okay. It doesn't mean it doesn't show that it's like that. So they can start carrying from the left. Go to the road. Come here. Your girlfriend will see you. You see, you are videoing me so that you post it. Then my girlfriend will say I'm with you. So do it. Hey!
Obia ono tini fie ni ma nya se bi akwa abontino chairman for ogu fie ano chairman for ogu fie ni ma no atuma wo bia ja very bad obi o tini fie ni onko ba bia o tini fie ni mo ba ko ba sa hunya sa sole so owre inside ne batimi afrend ya ba jutwa ni sei na se na akofo ro kan.
This was military beating up a man, or what was that, what we just saw?
Yeah, military beating up the man. Yes, and that video is not only military. There are several videos, yes, that were filmed, that even the police were beating the people on the street, not only the military men. It's getting everywhere.
But why do the police and the military beat up people on the street? I mean, that's a bit brutal.
Okay. Yeah, the question is, when they ask some of them, they don't give a reasonable excuse. Some are like, oh, I'm going to see a friend. Some are like, they don't have any better excuse to give to the security personnel. So with that, or if they try to challenge them, then they also try to show them their powers. So I think that is the reason why they were beaten, or they are beating them.
What is the worst at the moment for you and your family in this situation?
What is so worse?
Yeah.
Is that a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. like I said, it's not every one of us who have the money. So some of us, until we go out in a day, we don't get our daily bread. So with a situation like this, and nothing is coming in, so you can guess. So hunger is definitely going to come in. Yes, and you don't have money to buy some things.
Yeah. And do you think the people will go crazy because their personal freedom is sort of limited?
Yeah. Some are really mad. Some are really mad just because there's no provisions from anywhere, there's no support from anywhere, and they don't have anything to depend on. So with these people, even they try to challenge the security personnel, yes, for having, even though the government is trying to do its best by trying to limit the pandemic disease, the coronavirus, but even with that, people's businesses are shut down. I mean, nothing is moving, nothing is moving, nothing is really going on well.
Funnily enough, you said in an email to me that actually for the amount of people you have in your country, you have very little infection rate.
Yeah. Okay. First, we have about 195 issues that were recorded. Yes, we have 195. Out of the 195, we have 5 deaths recorded, and then 38 people were treated. So they have come back to their normal health. Yeah. But just yesterday, on the 2nd day of April, 9 different cases were recorded. 9 different cases were recorded. So in all, making 204 cases that has been recorded in Ghana.
Yeah. And how is it in Ghana with medication or treating people with the hospitals? How is that situation?
Okay. In Ghana, yeah, we have 2 different hospitals that have been approved by the government to treat the people. One is in the city, the capital city of the country, which is Accra, where I live in. And then one to live in other city called Kumasi. Yes, those are the places approved by the government for patients to be treated. Yes.
But is it a long way? I mean, can everybody access that hospital?
They cannot access it. It's a long way. And even as I speak to you now, many people don't know the locations of the hospitals. No one knows. Only some few people who knows.
So it's hard for people from the countryside, even for little smaller villages and towns, to actually get the treatment they need, maybe because they feel ill and they have the symptoms of the corona infection. Do you have test centers for getting tested of if you are infected or something?
Yeah, for test centers, they are there for anybody to, if you think, okay, you are having a symptoms, you can go there to be tested. Yeah, there are places there.
And what happens if you're tested positive of the virus? What happens then?
Yeah, if you are tested positive, they take you to the isolated place, that is the hospital that has been approved by the government. They take you there to be quarantined.
All right. Yeah. But the main thing is that, as I listen to you now, is the main thing the government does is to lock you all in, but not much more, because if the people cannot go to the hospital because it's too far away or they don't even know where it is, if there are test centers, just a few, then that is really hard to cope with a epidemic or pandemic, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, So, but my issue is it would have been good since the government locked everybody or declared the lockdown. If you can get people to go from house to house, testing people and see those who are really affected or infected by the pandemic disease, the coronavirus, I think that one rather will help in a way. Then the government, okay, this person is infected, then they can take that person to the isolated place rather than keeping people indoor. I don't say it to be well. I don't say it to be well at all.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
drastic, because how the government's going to help you? I mean, it's really, I'm a bit speechless about it, because you guys all need help and food, and there is so little be done. What is your biggest fear for the future with this virus in your country?
My biggest fear is that it keep on spreading. Like, shouldn't affect everybody. That is what I'm afraid of. But rather, those who are infected should be identified as early as possible so that the early treatment can be given to them. So that is what I'm afraid of.
Yeah. Is there anything you would say there's something positive with this crisis? You're closer together with your family, or you're not away so much filming, or I don't know, or the air is fresher. I don't know. Is there anything positive you can see?
Okay, well, I would say it helps some people too in a way. I personally know every day going in and out. So in a way too, it has given people to some sort of time to rest. Yes, because once you've been moving in and out, working, you need a rest. Everybody needs a rest. So that is the positive side, I would say. Yeah, just that.
Not much on the scale, is it?
Yeah. Yes.
How many people are in your flat? I mean, with how many people you're living there together?
Basically about 30, 35.
Cool. And you're all helping?
Basically, yeah. Yeah,
Good.
basically 30, 35. Yes.
Very, very good. Christian, thank you so much for this interview to make it happen. I wish you all the best, and for your family and for your boys. So thank you so much for letting us know how you guys are. Thank you so much.